What are the best jobs for introverts? Not librarians lol. Way more talking than you would think.
Edit.
With the exception of catalogers. I didn't forget you, but also didn't mean to speak for you. Less than 3. I'm not an introvert, but I have social anxiety. Animal welfare is my passion because I find it easier to interact with animals rather than people. Dogs don't judge you for dropping that pen, and cats want nothing more than decent chin scritchies. So much less stressful than interacting with a human. I'm surprised I haven't seen Truck Driver. I'm not a truck driver myself. Is there something about the job I'm missing? Food delivery. Actually, almost any kind of courier job. The interactions you have with people are barely interactions at all.
Mostly you don't even talking to anyone.
Just say the name of the order. Take it and leave. Lighthouse keeper. Mortician is what my nephew is studying. Night watchman at the Museum of Natural History. Driving street sweepers. Drive around completely alone all night. No bosses, customers,
or co-workers to deal with.
I'm a graphic designer and love it because I barely have to talk to anyone besides the art director. Most of the time I'm just left alone to do my work. I think any office job where you don't have to talk with customers and just have work to do on your computer is good for introverts though. Like accounting, coding, graphic design etc. Night shift manufacturing. I can go the day without speaking to anyone. It's great. In some ways, working as a software engineer from home in certain companies, like mine, my meetings are few and I can skip most of them. Except one weekly 20-minute meeting. There are detailed notes kept in many meetings, so I can just read that. In a meeting, we rarely turn our cameras on. I interact with my colleagues a lot, but most of it is over chat and the rest is over chat. There is clear metrics and data on everything we are doing, so there is no need to grease the wheel or be popular. Nighttime security guard. Pretty much zero interaction with wider society entailed. Forensic scientists sit alone by yourself most of the day in all white protective gear examining evidence etc. I'm a dog trainer specializing in board and train, so I only spend about an hour a week working with owners. Other than that, I get to hang out with dogs all day. It's a new career path for me, and it's freaking awesome. If things keep going the way they have been this last month, we're set to make $100 plus this year. Chillest job I've had is janitor at a thrift store. I just showed up, did the tasks on the checklist, and left. Almost never had to talk to anyone. I also liked it because I got to be on my feet. I don't care for sitting at a desk all day. I'm aiming to become a writer, and I'm a hardcore introvert. Park ranger. Woodworking. This is not a joke answer, but technical sales.
Why, you ask?
You'll come in with a prepared script
and not waste the time of the client.
Especially if they're already technical and fitting the introvert's stereotype. Author. Anything with animals really. I work at a doggy daycare and once a day I talk to at least 3 or 4 people. Being co-workers, never customers. Yes, you do have to inform them of dogs' names and who is being troublesome and whatnot. But that's at the end of the shift. During it, yeah, I only talk to the dogs LMAO. Accounting.
Especially with being work from home. The most you have to interact with anyone is the occasional Skype call.
DoorDash. As an introvert who does it, it's definitely amazing. Only interaction is picking up the food. If you have to ask for it, sometimes they just have it set out. And if you have to hand it to the customer directly. But other than that, there's minimal socializing between people. And you make good money. Baker. You work while most others are asleep and are done once most have to go to work. Coding. I'm a data analyst and most people I work with are huge introverts. The BI devs have a lot less stakeholder management to do too. Heavy equipment mechanic. I work alone 80% of the time. Data entry. I did 10 key typing for teller verification for a bank. The office was in a nondescript building by the airport, no customers or anything. Maybe 10 to 12 people in the room. We could listen to music or whatever in headphones. Loved it. Lifeguarding man. You don't have to talk to anybody and you can just sit in silence. I always wanted to be the person who works at a drawbridge and pushes the button to make it go up and down. I'm assuming you just sit in your booth and a couple times a day someone tells you a boat is coming along. Stay-at-home jobs, rolling on the floor laughing tears of joy. I have severe PTSD and found myself a AI software development job in Chicago. I live in Florida, it's glorious. Good luck in your search for a job if you're looking. Anything non-customer facing. You might have to interact with employees of a given company, but I find that's much easier than dealing with the general public.
General public fucking sucks. Translator.
Coding. I am an extrovert who designed and wrote software. I'd say that probably at least half the staff was introverts. Good pay and people generally leave you alone.
Well,
there are those damned impediments to progress. Meetings. Any job you work for you own account is good. Programming maybe, not web design, stock trading or anything to do with finance. Just here for the comments. Might give me some ideas.
I'm not an introvert,
but my guesses would be the following.
Food delivery.
Data entry. Creative jobs, etc.
Introverts can make good accountants and actuaries if they are good with numbers.
You don't need to be a math whiz, but you have to be focused and organized. Editor, author, artist, camera operator, video editor, and taxi driver are some jobs where not a lot of human interaction occurs. Most of seen not heard type of jobs. Radiologist, probably the best paid introvert job. Fire lookout tower. Washing dishes at a restaurant is surprisingly a good job for introverts. You're just back there doing your thing, completely isolated from customers and co-workers until one of them comes by to drop off more dishes. The goal of the job is to have other people leave you alone. The better you are at the job, the faster they'll bugger off. Truck driving, writing, editing, city food
inspector,
certain banking positions, scientists, researcher, ranger, graphic designer, certain library jobs,
data entry,
cataloging, research and citation assistance, security guard, especially patrol, plumber, dental lab technician,